today we have a special guest. She is a solo traveler. She is a content creator. I'm joined by Alex.
Hi!
How are you feeling today?
I'm good. It's about 32 degrees right now, so I'm very hot, but I can't complain.
Now, for those who don't know, where are you at right now?
So according to my TikTok, I'm in Thailand, but I am very behind on my content. So I'm in Zanzibar now.
And how is it so far? First off, you don't even have to tell us, because the glow, the radiance that we're seeing right now, it just explains it all. Love and light.
Thanks. No, it's really good. I mean, I went to Thailand and then I went to Philippines, and then that was in total about 7 weeks. Yeah, 7 weeks of travel.
Oh, okay.
And then, it's amazing. I think both Thailand and Philippines themselves, they're like similar, but also very different. And that was the second time I've only ever been to Asia. I've only been once, which was to Bali.
Okay.
That was like 2017, I think. And that was with an ex, so that was a bit different. So this was actually my first proper solo traveling. So yeah, I mean, it was amazing, like best experience of my life, to be honest.
Well, what made you want to start solo traveling? Like, that feeling was like, you know what, I want to get into solo traveling. I want to make it happen.
So I always wanted to do it, and I originally wanted to do it before I started uni. But when I was starting uni, it was when the fees changed in UK from like 3.5K to like 9. So I was like, I'm not going to come back and do like 9K a year of uni. I just can't do it to myself. So I never went that year. And then as life goes, you end up working and renting and everything else. And then I just never really got to do it. And then I came to Zanzibar for the first time in 2018.
Okay.
And I came with my family, so it wasn't solo, but I have like family connections to Tanzania, so I've always loved it. It's always been like one of my favourite places in the world. And then we went again as a family, my auntie and my cousin and me, in 2022. And I kind of planned the trip for us, so we did the safari, we did Zanzibar, we did the whole thing. And then when we went to Zanzibar, I loved it so much, and I was like, guys, I know we're supposed to go to Dar es Salaam tomorrow, but I'm going to stay here for like another 4 days just by myself. So that was like my first little like taster, and that was 2022. And then after that, I said to myself, you know what, I really want to move to Zanzibar. So that was my original plan. I was meant to move here. So then I came again in January 2023, and I met a guy. And so without going too much into that, but I met a guy and I was with him for like 1.5 years, and then I was meant to move to be here because he's here. And then I ended up breaking up with him for multiple reasons. But I'd already quit my job, I'd already started renting out my house, I'd already sold loads of my things, I'd done everything that needed to be done for me to leave. So I had two choices, which was basically I either don't move, I kind of cancel my contract with rent, because I hadn't actually moved in yet, but they were about to move in. So I either cancelled that, found another job, and stayed in UK. But I was so tired of UK, and I was like, you know what? If I've already done all the necessary arrangements, I'm just going to go anyway. So I went, I had my leaving party with all my friends, which was so fun, but it was funny because so many of them didn't know that we'd broken up. So I had like cards that were like, so happy you found love, so happy for you. And I was like, yeah. And I had some of them I didn't even tell them at the time, because I just thought, I'll tell them when I'm ready, you know. So then I went to Zanzibar for 6 months.
Ooh.
A really long time.
Can I just ask, what made you want to step out of your comfort zone and actually make that happen? Like, and make you realize, you know what, I'm going to do it by myself?
I think if I hadn't done all the necessary parts already, I mean, everything was booked fast. Like, my flight was booked, as I said, my job was done, I'd already left. I had a 3-month notice, so I had to quit in January, like way before I was leaving, because I left in May. So my last day at work was like the end of April. and then I left for Zanzibar like the first week of May. So I think if I hadn't had all those things already done, then I probably wouldn't have. But I think also in my mind, I felt like, okay, I've lost a relationship, fine, whatever. But I've also kind of lost a life I thought I was going to have. So you know what? I'm not going to have that life now. That doesn't really exist. But I'm still going to go. I'm still going to have a good time and just see what happens, me being by myself. And yeah, it was like the best decision I ever made.
Wow, it's actually so inspiring.
It's very scary.
What have you learned about yourself since solo traveling, since making this happen, since the move to Zanzibar? Like, what have you actually learned about you as a person?
Oh, so many things. I feel like as people, we are who we are, but at the same time, we have a lot of choices about who we are.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I could have really taken this situation to be something that was so bad. And I did for a couple of months, to be fair. Like the first few months, I wasn't like living my best life, I'll be honest. But yeah.
Interesting. So, like, it's the beginning of 2025. What other traveling plans have you got for the rest of the year?
I actually don't know. I keep going on TikTok for inspo.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I try not to go to the same place too many times, but I've been to Zanzibar about 12 times now. And
You might as well be a citizen there.
when I came through immigration the other day, they were like, "Why'd you come here so many times?" And I was like, "Oh, you know, I just like it." And they were like, "Are you doing business?" And I was like, "No, I'm not working here. I'm not working here." But I mean, right now, currently, for my short-term plans for the next, I'd say a month and a half, 2 months, is I'm going to be here. And that's purely because traveling is so amazing, but it's also extremely tiring. I mean, I would stay somewhere like hostel or hotel-wise for a maximum of 2-3 days, and then I'm packing, and then I'm leaving, and then I'm packing again, and then I'm leaving again. Like, it does get quite tiring. So I can't go back to London at the moment because my house is being rented. So I have a flat in London. So Zanzibar is now my base because it's so cheap. Like, I mean, I'm renting a flat here for like $350 a month. Like,
ooh, okay.
Yeah, and it has everything, you know, I've got my kitchen, my living room, my bedroom, everything. So for the next 2 months or 6 weeks, I'll be here. I've also got my friend coming out to see me next week, so I'm so excited about that. But countries-wise, I don't know. I mean, places I want to go to are Japan. I would love to go to Japan. I also haven't been to Mexico. I would love to go to Mexico. I'd love to go to Ghana. I would... Europe-wise, I've never been to Portugal, so I'd love to go there. South America, I would also love to do, but I'm a bit scared about that one.
Oh yeah, I think most of us are kind of a bit like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, South America, when I wanted to do that 1 year after, college, I wanted to do South America. That was my original plan, South America. But I think when you're younger, you're a bit more fearless. Oh, I mean, I know I definitely was. The places I used to go to when I was younger is wild. So I think now I'm a bit older, I kind of reflect and do a bit more research and stuff. I don't know if I'd want to do South America fully on my own. I mean, I've seen female travellers and they've said it's absolutely fine. And I do think wherever you go, it depends on your personal experience, and a lot of it is luck. Because even in Thailand, a lot of people had really bad experiences. Luckily for me, I didn't. But yeah, I don't have any specific countries. I have countries on my wish list, but as of now, nothing is booked.
Oh, interesting. So, as a serial solo traveler, I'm sure everyone want to know. I'm sure everyone wants to get some inspiration. You've been doing this for a long time. Where did you actually get the confidence from? Did you start traveling in like Europe countries first? Did you start doing like staycations first in Asia? Like, how did you start building your confidence and realizing, you know what, I want to take solo traveling to a whole nother level now?
Yeah, I think part of it is I'm not very street smart.
Okay.
So I'm more of an academic person. I feel like people are either more academic or they're more kind of creative, and me, I'm originally anyway, I was a lot more academic, and I think I have confidence because I don't overthink things of where I am. I'm not like I'm stupid, you know, like I will go on city maps even in London and I'll go through like 4 estates and I'll be like, oh yeah, it's fine, like as long as I'm getting to my destination 5 minutes quicker, I don't mind.
Yeah.
So I think I take things travel-wise quite lightly, which isn't necessarily a good thing or necessarily a bad thing. But yeah, and I also think because I'm in my 30s now, I'm 31. So
you look good, girl.
Oh, thanks.
I thought you were like 25 or something.
No, I'm 31. Repping it for the 30s traveling. There's not that many of us, you know. There is not that many 30s traveling. I remember when I was in Thailand, I went to Pai, which you might have seen that they speak about on TikTok. They call it like this pie hole where everyone gets obsessed with this place. I personally didn't fall into a pie hole. I think it's for younger people. I think if it was me 10 years ago, then maybe I would have. Yeah. But yeah, I remember walking up to this table fats, like they had like a pre-drinks party before they had this like full moon rave thing. No, not full moon rave, I think it was like a techno rave that they have in Thailand. And my hostel, which I didn't know when I booked it, but it was Revolution, which is one of the biggest party hostels in Thailand. Yeah. And they did pre-drinks and they had this long bench. Like, it wasn't even that they split it up into like 4s, it was just this really long, almost like kind of Americanized, like this really long bench. Everyone was in their group sitting together drinking, and I just arrived that day, so I didn't know anyone. And I was just talking to myself in my head, and I was like, right, Alex, the worst that's going to happen is you're going to go there, they're going to be different to you, but you can still talk, and you know, like, I'm very easy to talk to if I know you, but if I don't know you, I'm very shy, like, very shy. So I walked up to this bench, and I was messaging my friend on WhatsApp, like, oh my god, like, they're all in groups, I don't know what to do, and most of the bench was full, and where shall I sit? And she was like, just go sit down, like, you'll be fine. So me, I kind of fake it till I make it. So I walked over and pretended I was all cool, you know, even though inside I was like, walked over, sat down, and there was like 3 girls. It was like 1 girl was here, no, 2 girls were here, sorry, 1 was here, and there was a space here for me to sit next to this 1 girl. But the girl's back was like this. So when I sat next to her, her back would be to me. But I thought, oh, when I sit down, it will be fine, you know? So I sat down and I was like, hi, is it okay if I sit here? And they were like, yeah. And then she just kept her back. And I felt so awkward, you know? Like, I was sitting there like, oh my god, she's actually not turning around. I was like, oh my god. And then I thought, okay, let me give it like 30 seconds. Maybe she's just finishing a conversation. And she never turned. So I literally left the bench and went back to messaging my friend on a solo table far away. And I was like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm going to do. She was like, just go back and try again. And I was like, okay, fine. So then I went back to another part of the bench, and there was a tiny weeny seat, so I knew I was going to have to ask people to move up, which is also a bit awkward. So I went, I was like, hi, do you mind if I sit here? Same thing. They said, no, it's fine. Sat there, and then I introduced myself. The girls were actually really nice. They were really nice. But that girl was 18, and I was like, oh my god, they're living like, she's even younger than my younger sister, who's 20, and I was like, I felt so old, you know? So there aren't that many 30-year-olds traveling, but I think confidence-wise, I just fake it till I make it. I have conversations in my head, planning sometimes what I'm going to do. And I think because I am not that street smart, I do take everything as an adventure. Like, I'll just Google something near me. My favourite search is food near me or like shops near me. Like, I always Google that. So I'll just go anywhere really that I want to. So yeah, I'd say that's why.
I love that. I actually love that. But obviously, you mentioned earlier like the countries that you have visited. But for those that want to know, which countries have you been to so far, and which country has stood out to you the most?
Is this just solo traveling, or in my lifetime I've been
Solo traveling.
So solo traveling would only be Zanzibar, Madagascar. I went to Madagascar last year, and Philippines and Thailand. So 4.
Wow.
Yeah, 4. Yeah, 4.
So
the best.
carry on. Sorry. Carry on.
Okay, I'll say worst, which might be a bit surprising. My worst was Madagascar.
Oh, why?
Because, yeah, I had such a vision in my head of what it was going to be like, and it just wasn't like that at all. And you know, we have the movie Madagascar, and it's really fun. Yeah. So they had the lemurs, which was so cool. Like, they literally do the whole like jumping, and they're really cute. But because Madagascar was colonized by the French, one of the few countries that isn't colonized by us, the UK, they don't speak English. Like, literally, they don't speak English. I think I met like 2 people, and their English was so basic. So even going out to eat or ordering food, unless you speak French, is actually almost impossible. Like, I would order chicken and I try and even read it from their menu, because they either speak Malagasy, which is their local language, or French. But I think the French is more so for more educated people, and Malagasy is if you haven't had that education, unfortunately, you do just speak Malagasy. So local restaurants, I obviously don't speak Malagasy, and my French is shocking.
Yeah.
So I would try and order from like Google Translate, and I'd order chicken and I'd get like beef, and I'd be like, do you know what? Just don't even care. So I think the language barrier was definitely a big issue, and that's not because every country should speak English, they shouldn't. But it's because I don't speak that language, so I just couldn't communicate. Second of all, the travel around the country is really difficult. Like, it's not like Thailand where you can say, oh, I'm going to go to Koh Tao tomorrow or Koh Samui in 2 days, or even that same day. With Madagascar, you have to plan everything weeks in advance, and I didn't do any planning. I mean, I arrived at the airport and my hotel wasn't even booked. So, yeah, so their flights always get cancelled, like their inter-domestic flights. So you're always on a waiting list. So even if you book to, say, fly on the 1st, you probably won't fly until like the 9th. So unless you're like planning, yeah, it's so annoying. I don't know why they always cancel, but they do. Buses around the country, there's not that many, and they always get full. So if you're not planning them before, then yeah, your travel just can't happen. So there were a few days that I literally just chilled in my hotel and had room service and went to the gym because I couldn't go anywhere. So that was really annoying. The food was okay. Wasn't terrible, wasn't amazing, but it was okay.
Yeah.
And then the best place I would say is so hard because Thailand and Philippines and Zanzibar, they're also great. But they're great for different things. So Thai food is obviously unreal. Like, it is absolutely amazing, the food in Thailand. Like, I can't give it anything less than a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And everything's so fresh and it's just so good. Philippines, I thought the beaches in Thailand were amazing, but the beaches in Philippines are out of this world. I mean, they have over like 7,000 islands. So even if you were there for like months, you would never complete it. And then Zanzibar also has amazing beaches. And it has my music. I'm an amapiano girl, and they play a lot of amapiano.
Are you?
Yeah, I love amapiano. Whereas Thailand and that is more like techno and I'm
yeah. So speaking of amapiano, are you the kind of person when you're listening to amapiano, are you like one of them ones you can listen to amapiano all night?
All night. Yeah, all night.
You see, I can't do that.
Oh no, I love it.
I need a mixture.
No, I love it. There's this one club in Zanzibar called Cocobello, which is actually
Yeah, I
quite
heard of it.
famous. Yeah. So I've always been going to Cocobello. I mean, they've just made a new one now. So there's like a new Cocobello and the old one is shut because the old one is part of a hotel. So I think the lady who owns it, she's from Italy. So she's just made that just the hotel now and moved the club out.
Yeah.
And I haven't been to the new one yet. But they always play amapiano, but they will play mixed music before. And you'll see my vibe is so different. When I'm like waiting for the amapiano, I'm just chilling, you know, like waiting. And then amapiano comes on and I'm like, yeah! And I leave sweating, like absolutely sweating from dancing. Like, it's the best. I can't tell you any artists' names.
But you just like it. You just like the vibe.
I just love it, yeah. And it's weird because I'm not that much of a house girl. And I know amapiano is a kind of form of house, but it's just such good vibes. I love it. So good. I mean, they had Tyler ICU here the other day, but it was like 2 days before I arrived, and I was so upset in Zanzibar, so I missed him.
So if you went to like places like Kendwa, like they play a mixture of everything, would you be like, oh, this ain't for me? And then you'd rather go to Cocobello because they play amapiano, right?
If I go where? Kendwa?
Yeah.
Um,
Like the full moon party. I don't know if you've been
to I have been once, but the one that I missed is the one where Tyler ICU was playing, and I was so sad, which was like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And they have another one on February 15th. I keep checking every day who is the headliner.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I still like mixed music. I'm still an R&B girl. I still love a bit of hip hop sometimes. Some house I do like, but amapiano is just.
It's just your vibe.
Yeah, I love it.
So obviously we spoke on Zanzibar, and you've been going to Zanzibar for a while now. You're currently there. What's your favorite street food?
My favorite Zanzibar food.
Yeah, because I've been checking your TikTok. So you be eating the local street food there. So what's like your go-to street food in Zanzibar?
You know what? The street food really depends where you get it. Sometimes I won't find it has. Okay, so I personally prefer. All my Tanzanian followers are going to kill me because most of my followers are from Tanzania. But I find West African food a bit nicer than Tanzanian food.
Oh, okay. Like Ghanaian food, Nigerian food.
Yeah, I think it has more flavour personally. Don't kill me, guys. But my favourite food here would always be octopus curry. I feel really bad when I eat it. My mum has a go at me every time. But octopus curry is so good.
What about like chips and mayai? You don't like that?
Chips in my eye. I had one last. But they make you so fat. Like honestly,
they do.
Yeah. So yesterday I asked for like less chips and less chips within my omelette. Yeah, because they make you so fat, and I didn't realize that until when I first came. And everyone was commenting on my chips in my eye video, like, don't eat it every day, you're gonna get so fat. And they were so right, like, it kills you. But yeah, chips in my eye is good. They have mishaki, which is like meat, like skewered meat.
Yeah.
Quite nice. Coconut rice, I have sometimes, that's good. Kachumbari is like their salad. It's very simple. It's literally like tomato and onion and sometimes put other things. But yeah, their salad is really good. Chapati, I love chapati. Sometimes in the morning I'll have soup with chapati. That's so good.
Yes, you're just a foodie.
Yeah, no, I am. I really am. They always sell juice as well on the street. Like it has like ginger and I don't even know what flavor it is. Ginger and like tropical or something, but it's so good. So good.
So what would you say has been your best highlight so far since solo traveling, and what advice do you have for the people out there that want to get into the solo traveling world?
Oh, the best, that's so hard. I have so many.
Okay, pick three, maybe.
Okay. I think the boat trip in Philippines, which was a 3-day boat trip, which I did. I haven't even uploaded the content yet, sorry. But that's from El Nido from Coron to El Nido, but you can also do it the other way.
Okay.
And you're literally on a boat for 3 days. you stay, when you get off the boat at night, you stay in like a very local, it's literally like a wooden kind of bamboo, very small room, like mattress on the floor, mosquito net vibes, have local food, they do like dances, and you island hop every single day. You go to 3 different islands, and the islands are just like unbelievably beautiful, like things I've never seen in my life. Like honestly, it was, you know, when you go somewhere and you feel so grateful that you're able to be in that place, like it was like that. Like that was unreal. So I definitely recommend doing the 3-day tour. And then maybe 2 other things. I think this isn't necessarily a tangible thing, but for me, I either always try and like learn something while I'm away, or I try and like improve myself in a certain way. So for me, I'm really scared of heights, so I always try to do stuff that had heights involved. I did like zip lining and like sky walks on like skyline towers and things like that, so that was really cool. Another thing I really loved was on the last day of Koh Tao in Thailand. First of all, I was with friends that I met while I was in Thailand, which was so nice. I was with a girl I met in Bangkok, and then we met again in Koh Tao, so that was such a nice experience to experience another part of Thailand with a friend that I'd made already on my journey, and then we met up again. And then I made this friend in my hostel where I was in Koh Tao. So all of us, we went together to the beach, and we heard that there were sharks in the water. And I have this weird obsession with sharks, and I was like, oh my God, I really want to see them. They're not big, they're small.
Did you see them?
Yeah, like literally, you put on your snorkel, and I was searching for ages. And then my friend and her friend were like, oh yeah, we found them. And I was like, what? I was like, I've been searching for so long. And I said to myself, I'm not getting out of this water until I see it.
Wait, hold on. No, have we lost her? No, I was just, I got caught up in the shark story, and I was about to say to you, were you not scared the fact that you're about to get into the water with the sharks?
No, I don't know why. I just love them. I'm that person that watches all the videos of them on TikTok. I find them so cool. If they were big, then
so did you come across the shark? Like, were you guys looking at each other face to face? Like, was you guys having interaction?
It swam past us like this, and then me and my friend were following it behind it. She had her GoPro, and so I had the video of it. She was literally right out behind like this, like some stalker. It's so funny.
You were with the shark?
No, I wasn't scared. I don't know why. I wasn't scared. If they were bigger, then I would be. But it was only about maybe this big. Yeah, can you see me? Yeah.
Oh, you're fit. I love it. I love how fearless you are. Like the fact that you're not scared of a shark. I would have been run away.
Oh yeah, that was really fun. And then I'd say the last thing was in Philippines. I went surfing, which I never planned to do, but it was so cool. I have so much respect for surfers now. They're like the coolest people on earth. I went to the north of the island called Pacifico. The beach is called Pacifico, and it's less busy than the main area of Siargao. But the waves are bigger. So if you wanted to surf, I would say go to Pacifico rather than Cloud 9, which is the main part of Siargao, because there's just so many tourists. Like, you're literally surfing on top of each other. So I went to Pacifico purely because I wanted to see a bit more of the island before I left. And when you get out of your transport, they all crowd you like, oh, you want to surf, you want to surf, you want to surf. And I was like, I don't know how to surf, and I didn't really plan on surfing. They were like, no, we can teach you. And I was like, okay, fine. So I went, and it's so fun. Oh my God. I mean, you fall off there's so many videos of me just going like fully belly flop into the water. Yeah. But yeah, it's so fun. When you're just standing on this board and you're like riding the waves, you feel so cool, you
I love that.
So
And
I'd
what
say
advice do
that's
you have for anyone trying to like get into solo traveling?
If you're anything like me, be expected to lose things because you are literally moving all the time, every couple of days. I have lost so many things from traveling. It's actually so upsetting. I broke my new 1-month-old 700 camera in Philippines.
Oh wow.
So sad. I lost power banks, I've lost clothes, I've lost chargers, I lost my purse one day. Luckily, very luckily, someone gave it back to me. So on that note, I would say don't take anything that's like really valuable, because if you are moving in and out all the time, like chances are you're going to lose it. Second of all, have more than one bank card. A lot of the times ATMs will take your bank cards, and if you haven't got another, then you're screwed.
Okay.
Third, I would say keep your extra bank card and some extra money in a different place to your purse, because when I lost my purse, I realised that everything I had, every bit of currency, every bank card, every ID, even my SIM cards were in that purse. So when I lost it, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. It was just such a nightmare. Other things I would say is don't expect to always meet people. I think, as I said, it's very much about luck when you're solo traveling. Some places you'll meet people day one, you'll make friends. Maybe they won't be lifetime friends, maybe they will. But other places, you might not meet people. I mean, sometimes I didn't stay in hostels, so I already knew if I stayed in a hotel, chances are I'm not going to meet people. Even if you stay in a hostel, it doesn't mean you'll meet your kind of people, you know? So I think sometimes solo traveling, a lot of the time you aren't actually solo, to be honest. You are with people a lot of the time, but sometimes when you get used to being with people and making friends, and then you move to a new location and you don't have that same experience, you do feel a bit like, what have I done wrong? Like, am I failing at this? Am I not being out there enough? Do I need to do this to make friends? Like you do, I personally put a lot of pressure on myself, and I know other travelers did too, because we had conversations about it. So I think sometimes you just be happy that you're there, whether you're doing it with someone that you've made friends with already, or you're doing it alone, because you will meet people at some point. Like you won't be alone the whole time, and just enjoy it. And I mean, I've seen people speak about this on TikTok already, so people might know. But there's a website called Dummy, I think it's Dummy Flight, and you can literally buy plane tickets, but they're like dummy tickets. So, for example, if you want to go to Thailand, but you don't have any specific plan on when you want to leave, but you have to have an outbound ticket to leave for the immigration, then you can go on this website, Dummy Flight, and you can buy a ticket for like £10, and and they'll give you like a PDF, and it's a real flight. So basically, they're like reserving you a seat on the flight, but you're not actually. I don't even know how it works. It's like they're reserving a seat for you on the flight. You get the PDF, but you're not actually spending like $100, for example, on the flight. So it's so much better. I did that for my visa here in Zanzibar. I did the dummy flight because it cost me like £15, and I had my proof of outbound flight. The flight existed.
£15 from the UK to Zanzibar, or from Dar to Zanzibar?
No, so I just did a flight to Kenya.
Oh, from Zanzibar to Kenya.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's quite handy. Just saves you money. And what else would I say? Just be really open and just try things that you wouldn't necessarily try. Like I tried so many things I would never normally think I would do. Like I was doing Muay Thai, I was doing cooking classes, I was doing surfing, I did my diving certificate, which I wanted to do for years, and I'm really happy I did that. But yeah, just be like open.
So like you mentioned earlier, the fact that you are currently renting a flat in London, but you said that the flat that you're in right now is quite cheap. So would you say if someone's wanting to come visit in Zanzibar, would they have to like stay somewhere that's far away from town?
No, so my house here is maybe a 7-minute walk to the beach. It's $350 a month. It's really nice. It's really big as well.
Is it in like Stone Town, or is it like far from like the?
No. So I'm in Nungwi. So I'm in the most like northern part of the island. And from Nungwi Beach, I'm about a 7-minute walk.
Okay.
And about a 4-minute walk to the main road. So yeah.
I love that. Well, I want to say thank you so much, Alixe, for coming to my platform. And I know like you're busy and you're living your best life, so I do appreciate you.
I think some people are lucky enough that they do marketing and things like that, so they can work while they're abroad. I've just been doing my TikTok, but I'm not making money from it yet.
You will, girl. You that close to hitting 10K. Yeah.
So yeah, I think everyone's each to their own. I mean, I met some people that were doing remote working while they were doing it. But then you also have to realize that if you're doing remote working, you're not always having the flexibility to do this trip this day or this day. So it depends on the person. Yeah, I think it's each to their own. But me, I'm not working at the moment.
Oh wow! So this is the reality of being a solo traveler, guys.
Yeah, it is scary.
Well, at least you're making memories.
Exactly.
You're making memories.
Exactly. And I'm lucky I'm not materialistic, so I love spending money on travel. For me, it's like the best thing you can spend money on.
And you're not gonna get this time back. You're gonna look back when you're like older.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Alixe, for this. Honestly, you've literally like given so many people some inspirations, confidence into the solo traveling world. Honestly, your page is so inspiring. Like, you should really be proud of you. So keep going, and I'm so excited to see more.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry. Okay, thanks, bye. Honestly, thank you so much. And it was so, because obviously we connected because of Zanzibar, so that I also love that. That's like Zanzibar brought me a new friend, so yeah.
Oh,
I'm really happy. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate it, and we should see you very soon, and have a great rest of the week.